Hello, my name is Faga, and this is my presentation for LIS535. This presentation is going to be on graphic novels and their ability to attract reluctant readers with visual stimulation. Graphic novels are complex stories told in a comic book type format. These stories are not always fictitious, but can bring life to true stories in a visually vivid way. Three genres of graphic novels include superhero, nonfiction, and graphic journalism. In the young adult and elementary library, graphic novels are key to helping reluctant readers become interested in books and literature. It is important to remember that graphic novels are a format and not a genre. This is where I think many people become confused on the seriousness of graphic novels as literature. Let's take a look inside the graphic novel. These are some examples of different graphic novels. You can see the different quality and different amounts of text. That does not mean that they are any less serious, but they have varying qualities for varying age levels. How to incorporate the graphic novels into the curriculum. The persistence of electronic devices and television has shortened the attention span of school-age children drastically. This is the foundation of the growth of the graphic novel. Schools and teachers are struggling to adapt to or remedy this quickly changing social dynamic. Ashley Delacroix, in her article, mentions the short attention span, and graphic novels are a way to attract students who are reluctant to become interested in or attracted to the written word. Gorman also mentions that there might be varying reasons why a student might be a reluctant reader. It could be lack of time or energy, negative peer pressure, and no reading environment at home. A step beyond simple picture books, graphic novels bring to life characters and events and actions into a story that is cohesive with the visual stimulation children are becoming so accustomed to. Reluctant readers see the images as the open door to the content of the story. The graphic novel broaches the context of the text before it is even read, inviting young readers to delve deeper. If the text is too complex, the images tend to help them understand it more fully. This, in turn, brings more positive self-esteem and positive values to the student. It's more of an achievement motivation, positive self-identity. All of these developmental assets are enhanced with the reading and completion of graphic novels. These are some examples of cover art. You can see the different qualities. Some are softer, some are a little more scary for more older readers, I think. Some are classics. You can certainly do classics like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and The Odyssey. The Odyssey, for example, is a very difficult book to read. It's an epic poem, but by reading the graphic novel, the student also sees the characters and can identify one and the other without becoming confused with Greek names. I think that's a very good example of the use of a graphic novel. Interdisciplinary teaching. Attracting reluctant students to books alone is often not enough. Bringing interdisciplinary instruction would benefit not only these reluctant individuals, but all students. Incorporating art into discussion is a strong way to reinforce graphic novel instruction. Collaborate with the art teacher. Together, you can make the graphic novel experience so much more appreciative. Pop artist Roy Lichtenstein became famous in the 1960s for his comic strip compositions. Students can study his career in artwork and connect art careers to literature in the form of graphic novels. No longer does the artist just have to paint oil portraits. They can illustrate all these graphic novel stories that they may have liked in the past, like Dr. Jekyll. So maybe the artist can try a different take on this classic story and get it published and become a successful artist. Although some students may only get a superficial appreciation of the story. They may become engrossed with the images. I like to think that this is another way to get a reluctant reader to understand the story. They get overwhelmed by a block of text, so they understand the images much better. By understanding the images with small, concise text bubbles, they understand the story eventually. They understand the abstract concepts. They understand the complete picture of the Odyssey or whatever other book they're reading. Frederick Douglass, whatever graphic novel they're reading, they understand the whole story, but through the visual images rather than the text. The text is supporting the images in their case. This is a graphic novel reading list. Alan Moore, Neil Gaiman. These are all famous ones. You don't have to use these, but these are some of the bigger ones. Thank you.